Hey everybody, Chris here. So crypto and Dogecoin have been taking a beating, and what do we see for the path of recovery? We'll be exploring that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You'll be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. Be live again Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time, so join in. We have a lot to talk about as we go through and into the Bitcoin conference. Looking forward to the exciting Saturday remarks by former President Donald Trump. What is he going to say? Is Bitcoin going to be a strategic reserve of some sort? Or is he just going to talk about the mining and United States involvement in crypto and blockchain? A lot to look forward to there. But we still have a tough economy going on, although there are signs of recovery there as well. But the stock market has been taking a hit as the earnings for Q2 have not been good for the major companies, which has caused a lot of the pullback. And some of this crypto pullback itself has been in response to that. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the news and the charts, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. And as I'm recording this, we've got 12.5-cent Dogecoin. 12.5-cent Dogecoin in the big picture. That's not too bad. We did have yesterday's dump. It was a decline throughout the day, and then last night, a big dump, and a lot of that is related to liquidations. That's right. On the Bitcoin side, we saw the initial dump to liquidate, and then a further dump to liquidate more, and then this morning, even a dump all the way down to 63,400, liquidating more. A lot of this is on the backs of ETH. ETH has been taking a beating, a lot based on the ETH ETFs. Yes, the grayscale, as predicted, was going to be doing a lot of selling. And this is ETH that had been locked up for years within this ETH instrument, this futures instrument, where they weren't allowed to sell. But now that it has been converted to the spot, same thing happened with Bitcoin. We saw the same thing. This lasted for a week or a little bit more with Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin took off. We could see the same thing happening with ETH going forward. But, 3,100 ETH, that could be a good price, just like 12.5-cent Dogecoin like we're talking about. Let me zoom out and we'll see the bigger picture on the daily. We have Dogecoin in this very large wedge, that the Doge has been trading in. I'll talk about this purple line in just a little bit. But Bitcoin itself, not really a wedge. There is some kind of formation of some sort, but Bitcoin has been more resilient, has been moving more sideways. And then ETH, of course, has been this big 2-day drop here that we saw. The big rise we saw last week was in anticipation of the ETFs. Again, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's the classic formation that we had there for ETH. What has been doing well has been XRP. XRP has gone on a big run here over the past week, which is kind of interesting to see. We'll see how that lasts, though. Last runs that XRP has had has always led to big time selling as their token amount continues to increase. But that's a story for another day. We can cover that in the live stream on Friday if you want to talk about XRP. But right now, Dogecoin, 4 days in a row here of decline. Will we see the start of a recovery there? Overall, the news is, look, Bitcoin holds up, but Ethereum and Dogecoin fall amid a stock market crash. Well, it was a big decline that we had in the stock market on yesterday. NASDAQ fell at a larger percentage that it hasn't seen since 2022. But analysts predict 4,000 for ETH over the next 2 weeks, meaning we'll see this downfall and then we're going to see a big recovery. Now, a lot of that may actually be accelerated based on this week and weekend's Bitcoin conference remarks that are going to be happening. Again, we'll talk more about that in detail, the live stream on Friday. But right now, what is going to happen with with ETH? Is the selling going to continue despite this impressive debut by spot ETFs for ETH with a lot of volume, but there's still more selling that we see on the Grayscale side than the buying after day one on ETH. So we have that going on. Look, we still have the overall big picture. 4-year cycles, zooming out, we have a halving and then a post-halving shakeout. We have a halving. This was 2016, 2020, halving, and then a post-halving shakeout and chop. 2024, we had a halving. What are we having now? We're having the post-halving shakeout and chop. Happening again, the 4-year cycles, history repeating once again. It's time for the steep part of the cycle. And what does that look like according to Gel? In 2020, we had that chop followed by this huge run up in the price of Bitcoin, following the same thing that happened in 2017. And we could see this large upwards channel, which has this midpoint in this dotted line. Are we ready for that run up past the midpoint to the upper half? The upper half of this channel. We're right there. We're right there. We're experiencing this chop, but Bitcoin in this cycle has not run up to the upper half of this channel. That is what we're waiting for. That's what we're looking for in the big picture. Right now, in the short term, we've got Dogecoin, SHIB, Pepe, Bonk, erased nearly 3% in value as the memes took a bigger hit. Now, the meme coins have been the narrative in 2024. We've seen huge gains, of course, in Pepe, Bonk, WIF, and others. Doge and SHIB have been lagging. We think there's going to be a big run on those in the fall. That's what we're looking for. But in the short term, yeah, pretty tough. The Doge technical analysis has been on decline. We've seen the big dip on July 4th and recovery from there. We could see more chop before a big run happens. That's what we show on our big wedge that we have. SHIB has been taking a big hit, is down a lot since the big run that happened back in late February. And again, this is accumulation phase before a potential run up. Pepe has been more resilient than those others with big recovery, but then drop again for chop before moving forward with Pepe. And Bonk has been showing more resilience actually because of Solana and the strength of Solana going forward. So we have all that happening on the meme side. Dogecoin has still a lot of holders though, and Sentiment put out this chart showing, well, Litecoin has a huge number of wallet holders, followed by Doge, then XRP, Cardano. SHIB is down. SHIB has not had a lot of new wallets, new holders happening. All this thought about Shibarium leading to this big surge in users hasn't happened yet. Dogecoin eyeing a massive rally amid this descending wedge pattern. Again, I've shown my wedge pattern. Ali has his wedge pattern actually comes down lower, which is that purple line I was showing, where Doge had surged above that line, come back and retested before eventually moving up to 18 cents. That'd be the 0.236 line here that Ali is showing on his chart, which would be the first big move up to 18.5 cents before moving up to 22. So that would be the upside target, this 44% rise up, which would now be more because that was based off a 13-cent Doge, and Doge is actually lower than that. But if we look on the daily, this is Ali's line here, this purple line coming down, where Doge did surge above that last Saturday, came above that purple line, retested my wedge line as resistance, and has come back and retested Ali's line as support. So we're right in that range here. Again, this white line is my 13-cent end of July prediction, which is still on track. So we've got a lot of these lines going on, a lot of these levels going on, and we'll see how Doge trades forward on that. Is Dogecoin really moving according to plan? And who hasn't sold one single Doge and has just been buying? Well, that would be Ali again. Ali says, I haven't sold one single Doge. I've just been buying. Doge is playing the same pattern we've seen before. Consolidates in a descending triangle, sees a 140% to 230% rally, and then retraces by 56 to 60% before entering a bull run. Now we just wait. Again, 2016 to 2017 pattern, right? 2020 to 2021 pattern. Here we are in 2024. Is the rest of 2024 into 2025 going to be this huge run up for Dogecoin? Not only above $1, but possibly $2 and more. That is still out there and would be a repetition of the 4-year cycle. So I know in the short term, this price action, not great, particularly on the ETH side, but this big ETH dump, what does that do? It is flushing out longs. That's right, leveraged longs. In 24 hours, over $120 million in ETH, almost $100 million in Bitcoin alone. Doge here, $4 million, 3.8 on the long, and now 400,000 on the short. So what is happening? Well, as prices are dumping, new short positions are being opened, and then we have those short positions being taken out as price starts to recover. Just with this little bit right there, just this little bit of recovery we see in the green here this morning takes out some new short positions that were opened, betting on prices dropping even lower. So with Doge, recovery from about 12.2 cents, moving on up over 12.5 cents, is enough to take out some new short positions. Again, this is the battle of this leverage trading that's going on. The exchanges, again, don't want you to win. They want to take out the leverage, liquidate that where they can. So that continues. We'll see whether this recovery happens going forward, but I know the drop isn't great, but this is trading. We've got a lot of negativity still in the market, and we're still in July. We're still in the summertime, so we have to keep that in mind. Most new traders aren't going to show up until the fall, and that's what we are looking forward to. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the current dump? Is Dogecoin dead, or is this just typical summer trading? And we'll see good times ahead. Give the video a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.